and pull the flesh away from your sitting bone laterally. You'll feel that creates a wide base, because we're going to do a lot of grounding today. Grounding. And the theme for the class is breathe. Rinse, lather, and repeat. Breathe. For there's no technology right now that is more appropriate and more powerful. So I invite you to take a moment and know that when we place our hands face down, and you can do that right now, the center of the thighs, that position of downward facing is this position of grounding, is a position of calming. Then begin the practice and this potent technology of the breath. The breath is the prana shakti, translated as life force energy that's always moving within you. And so take a moment or two to receive it. Feel its movements and its flow, dancing in and out of your being. Feel upon its currents, the spine rise up to meet it, and there's an inhale and a lengthening and an exhale and a grounding. Keep exploring this. Inhale, lengthening, exhale, grounding. And then you can keep the palms face down if that feels really supportive to you in this moment, or you can bring them at your heart center. But we'll sing the sound of Om. And Om is the reflection auditorially of our commitment to our own practices, to that which we hold true for ourselves, and our ability to stay consistent with our breath, and our remembrance that a sense of groundedness is never further away than your breath itself. So one grounded Om. Inhale. You can bow your head to your heart and offer every pose in this practice we'll do together towards moving in the way of groundedness, in the way of more centeredness. Then inhale. When you're ready, you can lift your chin, and we'll begin in a grounded fashion where we'll take a table position. So find yourself on your mat with the blanket directly under your knees at the center of the sticky mat. Then you're going to walk your hands forward so that the wrists are over the shoulders, or even the shoulders can be slightly back of the wrists if there's any shoulder vulnerability. Then make sure the knees are directly underneath your hips or slightly behind the hips if there's lower back vulnerability. Then you're going to spread your fingers and then ground through the four corners of your palm with the wrists straight across from one another, outer shoulder distance. See if you can feel the earth leaning forward a little more, but feeling your 10 finger pads press evenly into the earth, feeling the palms like the shape of the square mirroring, pushing down 4 squares, 4 corners of those palms, and feel yourself connected to the earth. Then you're going to look towards your belly. Hold here for a few rounds of breath. And as the pelvis tucks under, see if you can feel that sensation. The pelvis moving towards the earth, the knees pushing into the earth, particularly the outer knees. And don't let the inner edges of the hands lift or the elbows bend. There's a groundedness. Then we'll add the element of the breath. Deep inhale, present exhale. Then on the next inhale, keeping the arms straight and strong, begin to look forward, and we'll hold this position for a few moments. Feeling the low back, that lumbar spine, it's called curvature. And yet maintain a tone of the belly still, even with that yummy curve, this position of forward. 2 more rounds of breath. You can look forward, or you can look between the thumbs if that's more comfortable on the neck. Once again, feel the earth beneath you. Feel the pelvis gently, heavy still, even with that curve. Feel the 10 finger pads rooting into the floor. And then we'll start to quicken the movement. As we quicken the movement, stay grounded through the palms and the pelvis and the knees. So exhale, looking downward. Pelvis and knees and palms and finger pads heavy. Inhale, looking forward. Arms stay straight. Exhale, pulling it in. Inhale, smooth breath. And now you can start to go at your own pace with these 2 actions. Keeping this intention of feeling the grounded action through the palms and finger pads. Continuing to explore the knees and hips, heavy and rooted, even when you look forward. Let every breath, let every inhale and exhale be soothing, like a lullaby. And then we rinse, lather, and we repeat. The next inhalation, keeping the palms, those 4 corners of the palms, rooting down, float the right leg out behind you. Reach through the heel, skin to muscle, muscle to bone. Feeling that right leg taut, the inner right kneecap is hugging in and rising. And then find your hips, your pelvis, and tuck them down. Push into your outer left knee. Push into your palms. And feel perhaps the shoulder blades firming into the back of the heart. If staying here feels more grounded, you're welcome to do so. Or you can come high on your left fingertips. Keeping the belly toned, moving away from the floor will help that grounded sensation in the hip. Or you could even float the left arm up, palm face in. Deep inhale, press and exhale. Feel how perhaps the more you push through the inner edges of your palm on the right hand, the outer edge as well, that grounding sensation will steady you out. Then exhale, float the left hand down. Now you're going to keep the inseam of your right upper thigh lifting and take it all the way to the left. Gaze can be forward in between the thumb. And as you take the pelvis under, you kind of look over your left shoulder if that's comfortable for you as well, which is a little more intense in the way of side stretching. And then it's breath, rinse, lather, and repeat. And I love the verb lather, right? That sensation of like you add something to something and it makes it feel luxurious. And it makes the goodness expand like the bubbles in soap. Lather and take time to really languish in the breath. Well done. Inhale, stretch the right leg out behind you. Let the leg now lift up. Again, upper inner thigh, that right leg leads the way. Belly pulling away from the floor. And then on an exhale, you're going to bend the knee. Draw the heel towards your outer right hip. Inhale, stretch it straight. Exhale, bend the knee. Little hamstring strengthener. Flex the foot. Exhale, straight. One more. Inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, stretch it straight. Release the knee down. Nice work. Take a few rounds now. Once again, up, cat-cows. Inhale, looking forward. Exhale, pulling in. Enjoy the breath. If at any point in time the wrists start to feel vulnerable, You can take the front edge of your sticky mat like this and roll it and place just the base of the wrist on it and the 5 finger pads off it. And that can really support the carpals if that feels tender or tweaky. Anyway, smooth breaths. Let any stress float away from you on the wings of the exhale. And then when you're ready, inhale, looking forward. One more time, arms are straight and strong. Making sure that your wrists are slightly forward or under the shoulders, not shoulders forward of wrists. So you can look right and left. Grounding through the 4 corners of each palm. Pressing through your little kitty claws, I call them, like tiger's claws, stalking the knife. Those finger pads push and this strengthens the shoulders as well as the wrists. Inhale, float the left leg up parallel to the floor. Flexing the foot, skin to muscle, muscle to bone. Feel the inner left kneecap rising, squeezing, lifting. The upper inner left thigh lifts. And then take a breath and ground the hips down. Tuck your pelvis under. And exhale. Maybe pull the belly away from the floor and come high on your right fingertips if that balance feels invigorating to you. It might be you start to float the right arm up alongside the ear, palm in, pinky down, and keep the groundedness, hips down. Your belly will tone and firm if that's happening to full bandwidth. And then stretch in all directions, reaching your right middle fingertip forward, reaching your tailbone and left outer heel back. Then smooth inhale, rinse, lather, repeat. Present exhale. Then gently, keeping the left leg lifted, float carefully the right palm down. One more time, ground through the 4 corners of the hands. Nice work. Well done. Ground through the finger pads. And then begin to take the left foot all the way to the right wall. Find the earth, tuck the toes under, and keep the left leg straight, left upper inner thigh rising still. And then with your smooth breath, you can look between the thumbs, or you can look over your right shoulder. Deep inhale, smooth exhale. Rinse, lather, and repeat that breath. Gliding the hips down and softening your sternum and heart forward. Then on the wings of an exhale, start to lift the left leg up. Take a deep inhale, keeping the foot flexed. Start to bend the left knee, working the left ankle to the outer hip so you get that internal rotation through the thigh. And then the hamstring curl, stretch it straight. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, stretch it straight. Well done. Bend the knee. Inhale, stretch it straight. Now do 2 more. And 1 more. And release the knee down. Now we're going to take our 2 props and come into a supported child's pose. So if the knees are vulnerable at all, you can take a blanket, or anything really works, even a towel would work. You can fold the blanket and take it behind your knees, like this. And walk your knees 2 to 3 inches outside the hips. If your knees aren't vulnerable, then you don't need to do that. You can keep your knees on the blanket, and that'll feel really nice. Take a moment, and as you come into the posture, again, the knees are as wide as the outer hips. And then even 2 to 3 inches, a little more wide. Then you want to lift your feet and press the inseam of the feet together. flare your toes like 2 Spanish fans and keep that action even as you press the tops of the feet down. Then you're going to take one block underneath your belly. Most people will like it on high, but of course you can take it down if it doesn't feel comfortable. And then you take the block. Now, some of us might like it on high with the short edge parallel with the short edge of the sticky mat. And release the forearms down, elbows bent, shoulder distance. You can have it lower, of course. And if you opt out of the block, that's of course fine too. As you step into this invitation to ground, feel which part of your body is touching the earth. When we begin to notice what's really happening in our body, it sounds very simplistic, but it's actually very profound. Because so much of life and our experience in this body is provoking us to not be in tune with our body, is giving us the messages to numb out and not pay attention to our body. So by this reclaiming the story of our body, in yoga there's a term for it, it's called the body of truth. The body gives us a true experience of groundedness if we can find our bodies and ground into the body. So notice what's touching the earth and what's moving towards the earth. The tops of the shins, the weight of the feet, the knees, the forearms. Take 2 more rounds of breath. And can you rinse the psyche with your breath? Let every inhale be a cleaning, a purification. In yoga, the word is saucha, in Sanskrit, the yogic language. Let every inhale reinvigorate you. And then inhale when you're ready. You're going to lift your hips, press into your palms, and come on up. One more time, particularly if the knees are sensitive or vulnerable, you can flatten your blanket, placing it in the center of the sticky mat. We're going to take our 2 blocks, if we have them, placing them on high, the top of the sticky mat, with the short edges parallel to the front edge of the mat. Then we're going to bring our hands on the blocks and inhale, float the right foot forward. Taking the right foot forward in between your blocks into a lunge position. Curl your back toes under. Take a breath and push into the blocks and lift your spine. If you don't have the blocks, you can push into the floor and lift your spine. Then think, what are we going for? Groundedness. Tuck your pelvis down. That's it, nice. Feel how when the pelvis moves down, there's a wheel of energy that propels the belly up. Well done. And you can lift the right side of the belly away from the right thigh, from the grounding. When we ground, we begin to find power that we didn't know we even had. Sustenance. And then turn to the sustenance of your breath as well and look forward. Hugging your triceps, your outer upper arms to center. Start to feel the chest open even a little bit from the rootedness of the hips. Then inhale. When you're ready, you're going to float the hips back. You're going to bring the palms together at heart center and lift the chest. If the left foot has meandered in at all to midline, open it up because you really want the left foot to the outer hip lined up to create a widening to the left side of the back. And then we're going to inhale, roll the right shoulder back. And inhale, left. And start to WD-40 those shoulders. Well done. Good morning. And then let's add arms. As you add the arms, spread the fingers on the arm to which you are opening. And that'll help tone and strengthen your forms even as you open the shoulders. And then think, rinse, lather, repeat. And bathe the body in the breath that's healing. The breath that actually increases the capacity of our immune systems simply by welcoming it into the body. Do a few more, maybe get a little Alvin Ailey, Martha Graham, and just keep firming the hips in. Then you can just play a little bit. Nice work. Inhale, you're going to take your left palm on the block, lined up with your right ankle, or maybe the floor, if you prefer. Right hand on the hip. Lift your spine by pushing the crown of the head forward. Then, from a place of grounding, really important before we twist, which we're about to do, ground your hips down. Feel your buttock narrow and twist and look over your right shoulder. Gently draw the chin down and pull the sides of the ears back. And start to feel the neck strengthen with the front of the neck engaging and the back of the neck really getting long. 2 more breaths. Accentuating that exhale. The great detoxifier, the exhale. Spring is almost here, and that's the time, right? Spring cleaning. Well done. Exhale, come forward. Right palm on the block or the floor if that's where you are. Pull the right heel towards your right sit bone. Just stretch the right leg back. Or you can go around the world style and find the right leg behind you, lifting through that upper inner thigh one more time. Good, and then 5 little hamstring curls. Tone the belly, pull it away from the floor. That'll make the pelvis root, bend the knee. Inhale, stretch it straight. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, stretch it straight. Do that 3 more times at your own pace. Pulling the heel towards the outer hip. Yeah, feeling the right knee turn and move inward, because how you do what you do matters in every pose and in every moment of life. 1 more time, taking that foot now, crossing midline all the way over to the left. Curl the toes under, tone the belly, look between the thumbs, or maybe again you start to let the gaze traverse towards the right foot. Smooth inhale, press and exhale. Ground those hips, so tuck the hips under, ground, ground, ground. And maybe some of you will start to play rolling onto the blade of the right foot. Yeah? And that looks like this. You got it. The pinky toe side of the foot is down. And if that feels too much, then you honor that. It's too much. Listening to your body. Always the greatest cueing you can do. Inhale. Stretch the right leg out behind you for a breath. Release the knee down. Inhale, float the left leg this time out behind you. Skin to muscle, muscle to bone. And then your hands are either on the blocks or on the floor, whatever you did, the other side. Float the left foot forward. Line the blocks up on high, or find the floor, whichever you prefer. The blocks would be shortish, parallel to sticky mat. Deep inhale, press and exhale. Make sure that right foot is lined up with the outer hip, toes curled under, and that'll stabilize and engage the hip as you stretch it. Then deep inhale, lift the sides of the body, lengthen your spine with the crown of the head stretch. Each exhale, tuck your hips down. You'll feel the left hip pulling back and down when you do that. Last breath as you glide your tailbone down, lift your heart and take the hands on the hips. Well done. Firming the hips in with the hands on them. Then with a smooth, steady rinse, lather, repeat breath, Roll the left shoulder up and back. Inhale. Exhale. Right shoulder up and back. Inhale. That's it. And to keep doing this several times, WD-40ing those shoulders. You may also feel a stretch, anyone, through the front of the right hip, right? And we're WD-40ing that hip too. Stay with the breath. That bedrock of support, of groundedness. Now start to add arms. Yeah, and smiles. The corners of the mouth might even rise up. With this, I see that. Enjoy moving and breathing. Maybe get a little more densely. Keep firming the hips in. That's the key. Creating that stability through grounding the pelvis down and under. We can get lots of freedom when we ground. We can be very skillful and dynamic when we're grounded. And then inhale, palms at heart center. Take a breath. Roll the shoulders up and back. Lift your spine. Then we're going to toe in the belly. Pull the belly back. Feel the tailbone roots. And then we'll take a twist. So inhale, press your palm into the right block or the floor. Exhale, left hand on your hip, twist to the left. Chin down, center of the ear, back and up. Feeling the back of the neck grow longer and longer. The spine lengthening breath by breath from tailbone through crown of head. Well done. Good. Next inhalation. Take the hands to the blocks, or maybe hands to the floor, whichever you did the other side. Then you fold the hips back and pull the left heel to the left sit bone. And take the leg back or around the world style until you land with the palms flat, rounding down into something. And the left upper inner thigh lifted with the left leg straight. Hug the thighs to center on an inhale. And then on the exhale, take the foot all the way to the right. Curl the toes under. Deep inhale, present exhale. The neck feels strained. You kind of look between the thumbs. Toe in the belly, pulling it away from the floor. And feel the hips starting to melt downward to the earth like butter. Then roll onto the outer edge of the left foot. If you want more intensity through the outer hip, the TFL, aka the IT band, through the upper outer left thigh. If that feels too intense in that arena, keep pointing the left heel to the sky, and that's certainly enough for some of us. The next inhalation, stretch your left leg straight, elevating and lifting the leg through the whole upper inner left thigh, and then 5 hamstring strengthening curls. Bend the left knee, heel the outer hip. Inhale, stretch it straight. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straight. 3 more, so we get to 5. Deep inhale, present exhale. Smooth, steady breath. That life force energy is being replenished when we breathe, rinse, lather, repeat. Then release the knees down. 2 options. You can take child's pose, or you can take several rounds of cat-cows. Some of us might prefer to go into our face downward facing dog, and that's fine too. Curling your toes under, lifting your hips high. into that upside down V shape. So 3 distinct places to play and be. Choose whatever feels right for you in this moment. Whatever feels grounding, centering. And now let the practice be for about 10 more seconds. Breathe wherever you are and whatever is touching the earth. Feel it. Thread the mind into body. And to feel the psyche calm and be nourished. Then we'll all land in child's pose, consciously making the pose more active now. Bring the knees 2 to 3 inches outside the hips, pretty wide there, yeah? Feet don't overlap. We did this before. Lift your feet up and press the inner edges together. So my inner heels touch, the balls of the inner feet touch, and then spread the toes like Spanish fans, pressing them down. Walk your hands all the way forward and lift your shoulders up from the power of finding those kitty claws and bouncing them down. That's right. Well done. Good. Then inhale. Drive your hips down along with the tailbone. Walk your hands to the right on an exhale. All the way to the right. Go as far as you can to the right without feeling any sensations of strain through the low back. Keeping the tailbone heavy, walk your hands forward. Hands are shoulder distance. Take a breath here and get more stretch by itsy bitsy spidering the fingertips even more forward. Then palms down, root. Shoulders lift, inhale, exhale, walk the hands over to the left. All the way to the left, feeling that stretch at the base of the right side of the spine. Right above the hip crest. Good. Deep inhale, present exhale. Shoulders are lifting, palms are rooting, soothing breath. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Then, inhaling, walking your hands totally forward. Feel the length through the spine. Feel the shoulders rise. And exhale, ground through the hips one more time, stretching the hips even more deeply. Hug the ankles in. Don't have those toes curled under. Press the toenails into the floor. All that rooting, even through the minutiae aspects of the feet, will let the hips flourish and nourish. Now think about your hips and breathe into your hips. 2 more rounds of breath, like your hips are breathing themselves. Inhale, float the hips up to the sky looking forward. Exhale, take the knees now in so they're outer hip distance and find the toes, curl them under one more time. Inhale, with the hands rooting into the floor, stretch the right leg out behind you and float the right foot forward or again around the world style. Make sure that second toe is pointing directly forward. And then find the block and take it to the outside of your right ankle. Take the other block, if you have one, forward to the left front corner of your sticky mat, maybe even off the sticky mat, but nearby there, so you'll have it for later. Inhale, when you're ready, take the hands on the hips. Right, when we prepare in those ways ahead of time, things like snacks in the car, right, things go better for our nervous system, so it's nice to from that power of rooting down, you can get more length, more space, for grace, for your own peace and power that live within you, never further than the breath away. Make the arms totally straight. Nice. Good, everyone. Good. Now, all that length you've just created, hold on to it and don't lose it when you take your hands on the hips. One more time. Tuck the hips and pelvis under, and you activate the abdominals, and from that rooting, you'll have to have dynamicism to lift your back foot up. Keep the hips down. Yeah, and take it a quarter turn behind you to the right wall. Then inhale, palms at heart center, get grounded, hug into yourself. So palms here at heart center, yeah? And then inhale, once the palms push in, like you're high-fiving yourself, high-five yourself, really do it. You feel that power from the midline, shine it out, warrior S, warrior 2. Look forward over those right middle fingertips. Deep inhale, smooth exhale. The lullaby of the breath, the soundtrack of your spirit. Commit fully to it. And then take a moment and flow your hips back a little bit to the left, right, to the right corner of your sticky mat. Behind you even, that back right corner. And then drive your pelvis down, and you'll feel the softening through your left hip remains. And take your back hand on your hip, float the right palm to the sky. Pull your right shoulder back, feeling the shoulder blade hug on the base of the heart, and then move it away from your ear. So we actually release tension in our traps, not grow it. And then come into a reverse warrior S, warrior pose. Keeping the hips burrowing under. Try not to let that left hip and left thigh pop forward, but draw it back. Think like booty back and wide. That's it, well done. Pelvis down. Top arm totally straight, you got this. Good job. Inhale, float it up, lift through the spine. Exhale, take the hands on the hips. One more time. That action that we did in our table, the hamstring curls, will help us right now. Lift your left heel towards your left buttock. That's a little hamstring curl. Well done. Take it behind you. Inhale with the foot to the outer left hip. One more time. From inside. Ground down through your hips. Ground down even a little more refined through the back outer knee. Getting the weight on the outer knee will help, yeah. Protect the back and open it simultaneously. 2 more breaths. The breath, the deliverer of calm, the friend of peace, invited into your body. Presence and purposefulness, breathe. Good. Exhale, take the right hand in front of you if you have a block. Left block to the left inner edge of the mat. And then place the hands around it and float the right foot back. Again, you can always go around the world style. Here, in your table, take a few delicious cat-cows. Enjoy the breath. And let the breath with the toes curled under and the palms grounding become the absolute most important thing in this moment of your life. Feel what a gift and luxury it is to simply breathe and move with freedom and ease. When you're ready, you're going to look forward, grounding through your palms and 10-finger pads. Float the left leg out behind you. Flex the foot, reaching through the heel. Inhale, lift the leg higher. Exhale, draw the left knee in and forward, or you can take the foot around the world. Inhale, hands on hips, rise up for a breath. Curling your back toes under, lined up with your outer back hip. Feel the length. from the tailbone, gliding down and under. Well done. Reaching through the crown of the head. Deep inhale, present exhale. Then, from that grounding and rooting the pelvis down, feel the buttock narrow, and you can rise with full clarity. Feel the lines of energy vertically up and down from the outer hips, rooting down through the pinky fingers on either side, rising up. Stretch in all directions. Then inhale when you're ready. Take the hands on the hips, lift the back foot up, little hamstring curl, right heel to right hip, and take it a quarter turn behind you to the left. Bring the palms at heart center, tone the abdominals, glide the hips under, making sure the second left toe still points forward. High five yourself, right palm into the left. Left into the right, stretch it up finally. And then on the exhale, expand, stretch it out. Warrior S, warrior 2. Deep inhale, present exhale. Lift through your back arm a little bit more. So good. And then flow the hips back behind you a little bit to the left edge of your sticky mat. You'll feel a softening through the right hip. It's called your psoas muscle that we're liberating today. And then keeping the buttocks moving back and wide, drive your tailbone and pelvis down and stretch up through your chest. And then you can move with freedom, right hand on hip, with the left palm to the sky. Take a pause. Suck the left shoulder back and away from your ear, feeling the base of the shoulder blade flowing into the heart. The trap soft on the left. In freedom, take it back. Deep inhale, present exhale. Rinsing, lathering, repeating the breath. Committed to this technology of the breath that stretches the muscles, that strengthens the muscles by giving them energy, and that supports increasing of white blood cell count that supports our immune systems. Inhale, when you're ready, float it forward. Keep the spine lifted, hand on hip. Then take the back foot up, little hamstring curl. Then take it back. And then exhale, when you're ready. Palms down. Inhale, left heel to left stipple. Float the leg back, and then knee down. Good. One more time. I'm going to take child's pose. So take the knees 2 to 3 inches outside the hips. Balasana. Lift your feet. Press the big toe mound side and inner heel in. That'll help engage the pelvic floor muscles. Then press the tops of the feet down like Spanish fence. Inhale, walk your hands and fingertips more forward. Then squeeze your knees to center and tuck your hips under. One more time, walk your hands, this time only halfway to the right, just halfway. The stretch will be less at the base of the left side of your hip and above that hip, but more in the center of the ribs is where we're landing to feel it. And then you can lift your head, keeping your right arm straight, your right palm even moving down and forward. Lift your left hand for a second. Tone the right side of your belly, pulling it back, and then twist it on an exhale by taking the left hand under the right armpit. Arm extended, and then you can place the left side of your face on the floor. If that's not comfortable on the neck, then honor that and bend your left elbow so the elbow is into the floor. And you can have your head or third eye on the floor. Right arm totally straight, palm pushing down and forward. If the knees are vulnerable, always have something behind the knees like your blanket. left palm is up. And if all of this is too much, you can totally just keep the left arm straight, reaching halfway to the right. Deep inhale, present exhale, grounding those hips, using the technology of the breath to release any tension in them. Feel your hips gently becoming softer, like the spring earth outside right now that's ready to welcome this new season. Ready to let health and new life burgeon from the softening, the release of the hips. Well done. Inhale, unfurl the left arm out from under the armpit. Walk the hands forward. Deep stretch. Make sure the feet haven't overlapped or moved. Inhale, squeeze the knees. Press the tops of the feet down. Exhale, take your right hand off the floor. Take your left and walk it over halfway, slowly and consciously to the left, feeling the stretch through the right side body. Then phase one, bend your right elbow, thread the right arm underneath the left armpit, palm face up, and place your right cheek and right side of the face on the floor. Or it can be that you bend your right elbow and place the elbow on the floor, the third eye or head are on the earth. Or it could simply be both arms straight. Tone the left side of your belly more in any form of this posture. Parshvavalasana. Smooth inhale. Expanded exhale. Breathe. The breath aligns us with all that is good and right with ourselves and this world. The life-giving force of the breath. Let it shower you. Inhale when you're ready, unfurl the left arm out from underneath the shoulder here, and then walk your hands gingerly towards the knees. And we're going to come up onto the knees now, on the blanket. Take your knees out of hip width distance, curling the toes under. First, we'll start with palms at heart center. We'll do the same thing, rolling those shoulders. Even when we do this action, it's called Anjali Mudra. Anjali, ancient times, means from a place of spaciousness and centeredness. It's a grounding movement, you know? It's pushing in and then bring down. So feel the arms, and the way we can ground the arms is in this gesture. And then even when we start to float the arms up, let's first take a bent elbow, but let the shoulder lead the way. And then we'll do the other side. Be more conscious this time. Shoulder leads the way. Yeah, moving from the root of the body. Every time you look to one side or the other, exhale. And then feel yourself very consciously releasing fear, any anxiety or stress. Consciously say, I release you now. And then as you take the arms straight, continue to thread the psyche and thoughts into the body and consciously release. You can picture like these feelings of stuck energy in the mind or body, releasing through your fingertips like gray smoke coming out. Any visualization that feels authentic to you. arms in the front of the sticky mat. Then when you're ready, you're going to place your hands on them and float the right foot forward. And if you don't have blocks, of course, you can do them without. Take a breath. Inhale one more time. Ground those hips. Reach through the crown of the head. Exhale, we're going to straighten the back leg by lifting the back knee for a breath. Feeling the upper back inner thigh. Lift it up more. And then find triangle pose by rooting the back heel into the floor. So the left toes point directly to the left corner of the sticky mat. The left edge rather. Then the block on your right hand under it, or just place the hand itself aligned with the right ankle. Inhale, take your left hand on your hip. Keep the gaze at the floor. One more time, ground your hips down and under to feel the spine lengthen and lift out of the hips. And then if it feels comfortable for you, you can exhale, gently drawing the throat and sides of the ears back. Start to turn and look over that left shoulder. Try not to extend the arm yet. Just really ground through the feet and the legs through pushing the hips under. Once you ground through the feet and legs, make sure the left thigh and the top of it, where it meets the hip, isn't popping forward, but gently moving back a little bit, even with the hips grounding. And then pushing through your back foot, you can start to extend the left arm straight. Gaze can be up, as long as the sides of the throat are moving back and the neck feels long and spacious. Any impingement through the neck or uncomfortability, look forward. Deep inhale, smooth exhale. From the hips, shine out like a star and grow the leg long in a sense of expansion and stretch. And reaching the crown of the head forward, pushing out that back foot. Try to grow an inch from your left fingertips. Maybe that pinky, left hand, yes. Well done. Inhale, push through your back foot. Lift your heart, rise up. Exhale, bring your palms to that grounded Anjali Mudra for a moment. Pull your feet to center. Rinse, lather, repeat the smooth inhale. Soft exhale and high five yourself. Then on the wings of an exhale, extend the arms straight. Bend your front knee, take a breath. Then come into extended side angle posture, Pita Parsvakonasana with the forearm on the thigh, palm up. Then take the arm and swing it in front of you for a breath. Right in front of you, not towards me, but to the left wall you're facing. Pull the feet to center. Feel the front of that left hip soften again. Once you feel that softness, ground to your hips, fire up those glutes, hips down. Yeah, and exhale, then you can float the arm under. And from the grounding, you can feel the power, the peace, and the extension. One more time, gaze can be forward. Sides of the throat back, or once you do, the sides of the throat, the back of the ears, even back, you can start to look up if it's comfortable. But do make sure the pinky side of your right hand is moving down. Yeah. Then make sure the pinky side of your top arm is also moving down. So there's spaciousness in the shoulders, yeah. Well done. Inhale, when you're ready. Root and ground the hips down, lift your heart up, bring your palms back to heart center, and high-fiving yourself where the whole body is squaring to the left wall. Gently look over your right shoulder like a warrior S, warrior pose without the arms. Press into your palms, lift up through your chest. Ground down through your hips. Feel the knee bend, open to the right. Good, then carefully, keeping the sense of hugging to midline. Take the hands on the hips, rise up. Exhale, spin your back heel to the sky, pointing the left hip forward, and then gently hug the thighs in to come onto the back knee. Take support of the earth, and exhale, place the hands down, and bring the right heel back. Take a few rounds of cat-cows, wrists out of shoulder distance here. The wrists are fatigued, you can take child's pose, balasana here. You feel energized and you want to take a down dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana, upside down V shape, walk your feet back and your knees back, curl your toes under and lift your hips high. So yogi's choice here. Grand slow edges of the hands are grounding, where the index finger mounds meet the floor, as well as those 10-finger pads, those little tiger claws. Smooth, steady breath. Join me back when you're ready in the tabletop position, please. Inhale, float the left leg out behind you. Exhale, float the left foot in front of you. Find your blocks, line them up with your front ankle. Take a breath. Learning to pause, remembering to breathe. All these things that seem so simple and yet profound really make all the difference in life on the mat. So pause, don't rush. Find your power. Tuck your pelvis down. Lift your chest up. Pull the abs back. And from this grounding and pulling in, lift your back knee up. Come into Trikonasana, triangle pose again. Gently rooting the inner edge of the back foot. The right toes point to the right corner. Side of the sticky mat. Stretch your left leg straight now, grounding through the ball of that foot. Then take a breath. Inhale, look forward. Draw your legs towards each other. Draw your hips towards each other and push the pelvis down to the floor and take the right hand on the hip. The gaze is still down at the ball of your left foot, watching it ground. That'll activate your hamstring and keep the integrity through the whole left leg. Then as you ground down through your pelvis, reach through the crown of the head more, sponsoring the length from the grounding. You can start to twist and look towards the right wall. Draw the throat back. Draw the center of your ear up and back. Once you feel that length of the neck, you can take the right arm up. Or maybe keep the gaze more to the wall that you're facing. Each breath, welcome it like a friend. Friend showed up at your front door, you probably wouldn't just be like, You'd say, hey, of course when invited. We're inviting our breath in right now, yeah? So you say, welcome. And again, welcome. Make sure the right thigh and where the thigh meets the hip isn't popping forward to the right edge of your sticky mat. Keep pulling it back, tucking your pelvis under. Last breath or two, push the back outer heel into the floor. All these little refinements of alignment are the ways we say welcome to every part of ourselves, to every muscle, to every cell in our body. We waken them and welcome them. Inhale, when you're ready, shine in all directions. Exhale slowly. Root down to your hips, bring the palms at heart center as you reclaim your upright spine. Pull the feet to center. Up on the pelvic floor, and then on the wings up, and exhale, extend a side angle pose. Bend your left knee. As you bend your left knee, try not to let the right hip pop forward. Keep flowing it back, left forearm to thigh. Then float the right arm out in front of you, so it's parallel to the floor, spreading the right fingers. Good. Then take a breath. Tuck the pelvis under more. Ground and push your tailbone towards your back outer heel. Tone the abs by pulling the belly into the spine, feeling the low back long. On the exhale, stretch the arm now overhead. Again, that arm stretch sourced from the grounded, rooted hips. You might feel a small campfire in your glutes right now, which is a very common human experience in this posture. Definitely feeling that. Now take a breath. Let the pinky side of your left hand move down to open the shoulder. Let the right top finger part of your hand move down. So the pinkies move towards one another, simply put. To open the shoulder girdle and then stretch your sternum more forward from that opening. Rinse, lather, repeat. Yogic Ujjayi breath, it's called. That oceanic breath. Good, bring your palms at heart center and High-fiving will help support the position after all that work, because the legs and hips might feel very fatigued. Pull the feet in, and then exhale, just look over your left shoulder, pressing palms together, and relaxing those shoulders. Well done. Spin your back heel to the sky by pushing the palms in for a breath. And don't you want to find the floor now? I do. Finally, inhale, place the palms as you float the left foot back. Of course, it can go around the world. You can call Uber Lyft if they're still running. And exhale, find your cat-cows, or find a down dog by walking your knees back 2 to 3 inches, making sure your feet are outer hip width distance, grounding through the palms, which are outer shoulder distance. And everybody, wherever you are, tuck your pelvis under. The pelvis moves down through the buttock, engage and ground. Feel the low back, spacious. Come onto the hands and knees, please, or rise up if you're in child's, from child's to table position. One more time, find 2 blocks, or you can use the earth. If you don't have blocks, even in your house, for this next stretch, it's such a great one. You can use, all the Amazon boxes that they use, which I don't love how many Amazon boxes are being used, but the great use of Amazon boxes, if you don't want to buy a block, which you can here, is this, a yoga block. Do you know this? Yeah, you can take Amazon boxes. I might start like another business and recycle them because they're great size. So know that. Good. Stretch your right leg straight. Blocks or boxes. Yeah. Good. Take the block now and line it up with the center of your shin. Most of us, that's back. Then dig your right heel into the floor. Then ground. Make sure it's the right. Please, so we're on the same side, and that'll support us so fully. Fabulous. Now here, you want to, it's called eversion. Draw the pinky toe side of your foot back, yeah? And you'll feel, a lot of us, a tone and it's engagement right here. Lift up through your chest. If any of this just feels too much and is so strained or impingement, or you can't get this leg straight and you're uncomfortable, then bend the knee. But do this good work of heel pulling, pinky toe side of foot back. Inhale. Tuck your pelvis down, lift up through your chest. Exhale, fold. Bend those elbows. Then play that symphony of the breath as an orchestra would. And feel the weight on the inner edge of your right foot. Flare those right toes and draw them back towards your shin. And as you release down to the earth, feel particularly that right outer hip melt until there's space in your whole right side body. If at any point it gets too much, bend the right knee, but do keep the engagement through the foot. Yeah, exactly like that. Inhale, carefully, you can bend your right knee now. Find a breath. When you're ready, bring the palms at heart center. Ground to the upper body by high-fiving. Anjali, space, Shisnas Mudra, hand position. And inhale, pressing palms together, shine. Stretch your pinky shoulder distance up. Press your hips to the floor. If the knee is a little vulnerable, then don't let the knee go over the ankle. And you can even take your back knee back if you need to. If it's not vulnerable, you can bend the knee way down from the effect of tucking the pelvis under. And even press your knee a little wide to the right. Everybody, pull the right rib cage back. The front ribs down. Last breath. Inhale, palms at heart center. Take a breath. Roll the shoulders one at a time, up and back. And then take your left hand to the floor or block, right hand on the hip, twist here. Pull with your right hand, ground that right hip down and under. Feel the crease move down and the whole right side body lengthen and lift. Then capitalize on lengthening, lift up through the crown. Maybe take the arm up, maybe not. Chin down, center of the ear, backing up. Lean, lean, lean. Lean onto the outer left knee and drop the right hip under. And exhale, place the hands on the blocks or the earth. Press the right heel to sit bone and take it back. Inhale, when you're ready, move the left foot forward. Again, it can be around the world or right forward. Flex the foot, reach through the heel. Draw the toenails to the shin and line the blocks up with the center of the shin. Then find that eversion, right? That pinky toe side of the foot pulling back towards the outer hip. Yes, such a small thing, but what a difference makes. And that's the genius and healing power of alignment. Inhale, lift your spine like a turtle coming out of his or her shell. Tuck the tail under, feel all that length. And then exhale, pour over the leg. Make sure that second toe points straight up to the sky. Yeah, even as you draw the pinky toe side back. Well done, yeah. Deep inhale, press and smooth. Sultry exhale. This side feels too strained at any point, then you bend the left knees. You can do it substantively. As long as the inner left heel's pulling back, we get a fabulous stretch to the belly of the hamstring where we're going to the center of it. Tucking the hips down and under. Down and under. 2 more breaths. Let the breath be smooth. Let the breath soothe your body. Good, ground down through the hips. Inhale, when you're ready, slowly rise up by bending your left knee. And from inside, curl those back toes under so that hip on the right hip gently steers and cajoles forward. And then stretch it, palms high-five. Relaxing the shoulders, pressing palms. Super actively until like a flower, you just open those petals. Reach those pinkies to the sky to find more abdominal activation. If the front knee goes over the ankle, that's fine as long as the knee's not vulnerable. If it is, take your hips back and back knee back. Sink down through the hips and lift up through the chest. Gorgeous. Shine from a place of groundedness. Good, inhale, bring the palms one more time. Pressing right palm into left and vice versa with fervor. Lift your spine. Ground the hips. Exhale, take the right hand to the floor or block. Left hand on your hip. Pull the hip back and down. On the exhale, twist deeply. Draw the chin down. Pull the sides of the throat back. Back in the neck stays long. And if you want to take the arm up, great. And if not, you can just simply keep the hand on the hip, grounding through those hips is the game. Deep inhale, press and exhale. Beautiful. Really, really lovely. Inhale, palms back to your grounded heart center. Now we're actually going to take everything forward. So you're going to take your hands on the floor or the blocks. Lift your back knee up. Then, hugging your thighs to center, take one giant step or several. Land with your right foot and your left foot as wide as your outer hips. Good. Then we'll take a gentle functional forward fold. So if the back is vulnerable, and particularly the low back, you might even take your feet as wide as the sticky mat. If it's not, make sure it's outer hip distance. Yeah. Then inhale, when you're ready, look forward and bend your knees. With your knees bending, press your sit bones back and apart and your hips back behind your ankles. And And then keep the gaze way forward as you stretch your hips behind your ankles. Then, with the sit bones, back and wide, not lifted sit bones, but grounded sit bones, firm your hips in and let the head gently release towards the earth. Your hands can be on blocks, they can be on the floor, but the hips are back a little bit more than we're used to, say in Uttanasana. So we can get the grounded experience of releasing them and letting them yield towards the earth. This posture is a great posture to do before bed, particularly if we have any hints of insomnia, just to ease anxiety, to soothe the nervous system. Then, keeping your head low to the earth, gently bend your knees and carefully walk your feet closer towards one another. And then keeping the head low, we're going to come into a seat. So find a seat by holding your blanket. You're welcome to sit on a block or any prop. Then we'll come to our 1-minute mindfulness meditation practice. As all classes here at Sanctuary ends, honoring that our mental health is as important as the physical. One more time, take the palms down at the center of the lap. Then sense into your hips and your legs where we did so much focus, work, and effort. And feel the sweet fruit of groundedness. Feel their softening, like the earth outside. Feel the nutrients, like the earth outside as well, in the hips being grounded. And then with each breath, see if you can increase the exhale. It doesn't have to be a lot, but we're only sitting here for 1 minute. Every exhale, can you make it a little bit longer, a little bit sweeter, a little more expanded. Notice what that feels like. being supported